Everybody.
Hi,
As I'm sitting
everyone.
here coughing. I know I swallowed wrong. I hate it when I do that.
Sure you did.
I
You're
did.
just over
I
there
did.
smoking
No,
at the
I don't smoke.
smoker's hat.
I don't smoke. That's
I know
funny.
you don't.
I was asking my sister. My sister used to smoke, and I was asking her the other day. I was like, "So how did you ever start smoking?" It's a long story. Anyhow. So who's here? Mary Lou's here and Dawn's here. Catherine, I was just talking about you. You have to remind me. We were both in a live. I can't remember what live it was. It was an unusual one though, right? And I was like, "Hey, there's Catherine." I don't remember
Why
who's.
was it unusual?
Well, it wasn't like a diamond painting live. It was who was it? I can't remember now. Hello, Brenda. Did I say hi, Mary Lou? I did. I think. Hi, Mary
I
Lou.
think you did.
Yeah. Sherry's here. Hi, Sherry. Jody's here.
And Linda,
Linda's here. And how do you say that? Gita?
I think probably Gita.
Is it Gita?
Yep. Oh, hypnotic yarn, she
Oh,
said.
yeah, that's who it was.
That
Yes.
sounds interesting. I want to go to hypnotic yarn. I've never heard
Yeah.
of them.
So they do a live once a month. There's just two of them at Hypnotic. I really love their little box that they put out, their subscription, their monthly subscription.
Oh, they're a dye or a they're
Yes.
a dyer.
Yep. Hand dyer. Yep.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And they have really, really nice yarn. I like their yarn. I have quite a few of them that I'm incorporating into that blanket. Hello,
I was
Jennifer.
I was shocked. I had never had any yarn from Expression Fiber Arts. And when we
Ah,
met up and you gave me that yarn from Expression, oh
I
my
know.
goodness. I don't
Uh-huh.
think I've ever felt anything so soft.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I keep saying it every time I show that yarn, you guys. I'm like, this is the nicest yarn.
It
Well,
really is.
as a matter of fact, before we even get started, I pulled this out to show you guys because I am in love. This is their Crochet-A-Long this year. Hi, Judy.
And it's a mystery
It
crochet
is a
along.
mystery. Uh-huh. So, look at that. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
Ooh.
This is a wearable, mind you. This is a
What do you
wearable.
think it's going to be?
I have no idea.
It's
Some,
beautiful colors.
I know. This is the new colorway that I ordered. And I gave you the other one.
Very jewel toned.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes.
I can't love this anymore if I tried. You know?
Very pretty. And it looks like a lot of fun to do.
It is fun to do.
Yeah.
And she has excellent patterns. The patterns are written great. I mean, easy to follow along. Yeah. I love this center, right? It looks like a star, sun, something in there.
So I am in a lot of pain today.
Uh-oh, why?
Has anybody ever opened I was eating a gyro last night. Have you ever opened your mouth so wide that you cracked the corner of your mouth?
Oh, no, I haven't done that.
Yeah, apparently I was trying to get my big mouth around this gyro.
Oh,
And
no.
I got this crack in the corner of my mouth, and whenever I talk, it hurts.
Oh, no. That's no fun.
No.
Well, this is interesting. Last weekend, Angie and I went to a fiber festival together, right? And I was like, my shawl seems different than yours. So we both brought our shawls.
Yes.
And they are. I mean, mine's
yes, our shawls are very different from
like a heavier, thicker yarn. So it doesn't drape like Angie's does.
Yep.
And
mine actually drapes really nicely. I'm very happy with mine.
And mine's just kind of more clunky. It's clunky.
It's almost like it's made with more of a true worsted like acrylic.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And yours is softer.
Okay. Yeah. It's very interesting. They're totally, totally different. And then I don't know why mine does this like more peaky thing at the top. It's going like this. Angie's does it a little bit, but mine
not as much.
No. Very interesting.
Very
Hi, Deborah.
interesting.
How's Deborah today? So yeah. Anyhow, I'm just finishing it up, and I don't know. I'll probably give it to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't see myself wearing it.
Oh, I'm definitely not giving this one away. I'm gonna wear this.
You're gonna wear yours. I'm probably gonna give mine to
Yes.
somebody.
Well, except the problem is I never go anywhere.
So yeah, where are you gonna wear it? Wear it around your house. Right around.
Yeah.
Your house.
Right. I never go anywhere. So
Like if you're feeling chilly, just throw it around you.
right.
Yeah.
I do have to go to the dentist next week, so I could wear it to the dentist.
Well, there you go. It might be perfect weather for a little
It
shawl
might be.
too.
It might be.
I think it's going to be in the 70s.
Is it really?
I think so.
Wow.
Yep. All right. So Angie and I were just talking. The directions are to put one single crochet in every stitch along, including the 2 chains. And I'm like, I am not all about trying to put a single crochet in the chain.
Into each chain. Yeah.
So
we decided
we could do 2 chains in the space because it's a 2-chain space.
Right.
That's what we're doing. Let us know what you're doing.
So if you want to, you can put a single crochet into every chain.
Yep.
Or
and then that double.
We're going to just put 2 single crochets into each chain
That's
space.
absolutely what I'm doing. Yep.
So you need and every stitch.
Yep. Every
one single crochet in every stitch.
Every double crochet and then 2 in the space. That's what we're going for.
Yep.
So
and this is going to take a while because this puppy is big.
It is. Mine is. It was supposed to be 35 inches or something.
35. Yep.
I think mine's 37. It's a little bit bigger.
Oh, so you made yours a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think I added one more row of each. One
more.
Well,
we talked last week, and I was going to stop after one more set, and I decided to do one more.
You kept going.
Yeah, I kept going a little bit. So I haven't measured mine, but I'm just going by how it felt and looked when I tried it on last time, and I'm thinking that it's good.
Yeah. Catherine, back to Hypnotic Yarn. Have you bought any yarn from Hypnotic? I do love the monthly surprise little subscription box.
Yeah, she said that she loved their yarn. She did say that.
Oh, she did say that. So she has gotten some before.
Yep.
It's nice. Another one that I'm fascinated with at the moment is Bad Sheep Yarn.
I keep getting ads for them on Facebook.
Check them out. And I'll tell you why. I haven't bought from her yet. She's super cute. The girl that owns the company is super cute.
Mm-hmm.
She goes live on Instagram. It's her and her husband run the business. They got 3 kids. They live in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
And get this.
Yeah.
They're moving. Oh, you've been buying it for years. Okay, cool. And they're moving to Florida.
Oh, my goodness. Are they
from Alaska?
Culture shock.
Right. So they already have a shop and everything in Florida. They're moving within the next few months. But I just found out today, I was watching her live on Instagram for a little while. It wasn't live, it was a replay, but she started out dyeing yarn for Chandy at Expression Fiber Arts.
Oh, really?
That's how she learned to dye, was working for her, dyeing yarn.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yep. And then Chandy moved. She used to live in Alaska.
Oh, she did?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And she moved to North Carolina. And so when she left, of course, she didn't have anybody to dye for, really. So she decided at that point she would just try her own business and see how it went. She's got some beautiful stuff, some beautiful colors. I mean, I need to try some of her yarn. So.
Yeah, I'd like to try some too. Like I said, I've been seeing her ads on Facebook.
Yeah. She's going to have a flopsy sale.
What's that?
Exactly. I was like, what's a flopsy sale? So think about it. Flop. It may have been a flop.
Oh.
It was yarn that they may have tried. They didn't quite like it. It wasn't quite up to what they were looking for.
Gotcha.
Or it's yarns that used to be in their catalog that they've discontinued. They don't have very much of it left. So it's just random yarns that, they're not going to sell, multiple skeins of to anybody. So,
Right.
but that's
Let me ask you this unrelated question real quick, just because I just came across something in my work.
Yeah.
You have long hair.
Uh-huh.
How many of your projects have your own hair woven into them?
Angie, it is hilarious that you just brought that up, because I picked this up after sitting it down. I'd finished this last row, last night, I think. And I set it down for today. I picked it up. No, I had to finish this last row this morning. I picked it up, and my very first stitch at the end, I went to pull my yarn.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was stuck. You know why?
Oh, because it had your hair wrapped around it.
Absolutely. My hair was all tangled up in it.
I think every single project I've ever made has at least 5 of my hairs stuck in it.
Isn't that funny?
Yep.
I know. And so then as I go along, sometimes I'll be like, oh man, there's one right there. So you try to grab it and pull it out.
And it's already woven in. And
oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's woven right in there. And I'm like, well, okay.
This piece has a little bit of my DNA right into it.
So
I can't deny that.
If I give this to somebody, just realize you might have a hair or two in it.
Yep, exactly.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Maddie was saying the same thing. She's like, every project I have has my hair in it.
And it's funny. I've said before, even with diamond painting, people talk about like dog hair and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get dog hair in my paintings.
I don't get it in my paintings.
I get I
get it on the back of my painting.
I get my hair in my paintings. My hair will get stuck on it all the time. Definitely
on the back of my paintings. So what are we doing in the chain 4 space? We're going to put 7 single crochets in the chain 4 space.
Yeah, we're doing 7 in there.
Okay.
I take it you're there.
I'm there.
I'm just taking my time. I'm not rushing here.
Oh, I'm not either.
But you're already at the center.
I have a feeling that yours might be a little bit bigger than mine.
Oh, that's true. It's probably a little bit wider.
Yeah. So it didn't take me as long to get there.
Yours gets cat hair. Pretend I'm felting. I've never felted anything. I'd like to try that. What's her name?
Yeah, I've never felted anything either. I would like to try it too. Felting looks really cool. That one last year's fiber fair that we went to, the fiber festival that we went to. Do you remember that one vendor that did all that really unique stuff with wearables using felted wool?
I don't know if I remember.
It was very, very expensive. But
there were so many things last year.
Oh, I know. It got overwhelmed. And it was towards the end of the day that we saw it.
That fiber festival was amazing. The one we just went to was very small in comparison.
Yeah. What would you say? Probably a third of the size?
Oh, yeah. And then they didn't have animals either.
No, they did not have
First one we went to had animals and barns and sheep showing and all kind of stuff.
Lots of food vendors.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely it was a festival for sure.
Yep.
For sure. The one cool thing I did like about this last one we went to is they did have, a lot more stuff other than just yarn and wool.
They did.
The baskets were very cool. They had a lady who was making baskets.
I saw a couple basket weavers.
Yep. And then they had the button and bead people.
Yeah.
So like just some accessories. And then they had the most interesting ball winder that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was like a big. It looked like a big mouse. You remember that game Mousetrap?
Yeah.
It looked like a big mousetrap contraption.
It was a vertical, tall.
Yes.
It's hard to even explain it,
Yes.
but
It really is. It was
like
it
your
was
yarn would have gone like up and around, like it was interesting.
yes. It was very interesting.
Your cat lays on top of your projects, of course, because it's warm and
Well,
it's
yes,
snuggly
soft.
and
Yeah.
cozy.
Yeah. So I've got a new YouTuber that I just found the other day, and I am absolutely in love with this lady. It's a brand new YouTube channel. She just started her channel about a month ago, and it's called Just Vintage Crochet.
Oh.
And everything she does is from vintage and antique books.
Ah.
So, like, there's a gown, a 1935 gown, crocheted gown that's absolutely gorgeous. There's a couple. She has a couple of scarves. She has a shawl. She has what I'm doing is the 1971 poncho.
Listen to what Angie said. What I'm doing.
Yeah, because I started something else.
She's already going.
Yep. Yep. 1971 poncho, which is really cool. It's like a stitch sampler poncho. It's really neat. And then what else did she have on there? Then she's doing, I didn't finish the video yet to watch the reveal, but she's doing a mystery. She has a book from 1864, and she went
Goodness, how do you even find those?
I have no idea, but she made copies of it, or a copy of this book, and she went through it. She had her son black out on the copy the names of all of the projects and just number them like 1 through 20 or whatever.
So like there are no pictures or anything?
Right, there's no pictures. And so then she picked a number like out of the box. She had little pieces of paper and she picked a number out of the box, and that's what project she's going to make. And so in the video she's just working on this project, and it's very, very interesting how different the crochet terminology is from the 1800s to modern day. Like a single crochet is not called a single crochet. It's called a plain stitch.
What?
Yeah. Yes. So she has all these conversions of what these old terms mean in the modern sense. And I believe a double crochet is called a long stitch. It's very interesting. It's really, but it's very cool. I'm loving her channel, and I can't wait for her to put out more content.
Wow.
So you guys should check her out.
That's interesting. People said that they've seen her pop up and stuff. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you'll have to check her. She's very cool. I like her a lot.
Well, speaking of vintage, but not vintage, that vintage. Right? So I know that at my mom's house, there's yarn. And there's yarn that's been there for a while.
That would be cool to get your hands on.
Yes. So it's not anywhere that's been easily in sight. Okay.
Okay. So you got to go on a little scavenger hunt?
Yes. So the other day, I went to my dad's house and I was picking up something and he wasn't there. And I'm like, I want to go look in a certain box that is upstairs in my old bedroom that I think is yarn. It's an old box. It's like this flowered box. It's really old. I think it was my grandma's or my great grandma's. So I opened up that box and I was like, nope, not yarn, but it's quilting. It's some quilt pieces that have been around for God knows how long, right? But next to it was some other boxes, and I looked and something on it said, I think it said Dazzle yarn. So I worked my tail off to get that down off the shelf. It was wedged up there and without taking everything out, you know what I mean? And it's yarn, and it's a project that she'd been working on, and I believe it was called Dazzle Yarn. And it's like 3 different colors. There's a white and a blue and a green. And I think she was making like some flower squares or something. I'm like, at some point, that will be mine. I also think there's more up there on that shelf. There's other boxes up there. I think there's more yarn in some of those boxes as well. And at some point, I'm going to get into the other bedroom. There's a big hope chest in there. And that hope chest either has all quilting stuff or a combination of quilting, yarn, whatnot. Because I know there's some older, not old, but older yarns that we couldn't get anymore.
Is the Dazzle yarn sparkly?
I don't think it was.
No, I would have thought.
I know. I don't even know who made it, honestly. I didn't look that close, but
Oh, it's Mary Lou, it's Just Vintage Crochet. It's called Just Vintage Crochet. But don't go look now. Stay here with us.
Right. Don't leave us.
Yeah, don't leave us. Wait until we're done. All right. I'm done down to the end of my row.
I'm almost there.
So yeah, I'll wait for you. So I'll show you guys what I've been working on. Well, I can't show you my vintage poncho because I left it in the other room. I'm in my craft room today because Nate and Jeff are home because it's Good Friday. So they had the day off. So I made a little gift. My mom's birthday was Monday, and we're going over to their house on Sunday for Easter dinner. And so I wanted to make her a little gift. So I've told you guys about Handmade by Raina, the YouTube channel.
I don't recall that one.
She's the one who does all the doilies. That's probably why you didn't pay attention, because she just does doilies.
Oh, okay.
So I made my mom this cute table runner. It's a bunny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I still have to there's a little border that goes on it. And I have to do like a little cute, frilly border. And then I have to, of course, block it. So it.
Got you. Hello,
Emma.
Right. It could be Dazzle Air, Linda. I think it is that. Dazzle Air. I think that's what it was called.
So that is one of my doily projects for the week. Then my other project that I did this week was trying to get ready for our next project.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I worked up a couple stitch samplers for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty.
Are you there?
Turn this puppy around here. It's a lot. We got a lot.
It is a lot. Yes, it is.
A big old wad here. I got a wad.
Big old wad.
Right. All right. Next step. Well, I can't read that. That's in some other language.
Okay, so Brenda, blocking is when you have a blocking mat or a blocking board.
Yeah.
Which a blocking mat is just like a foam mat. Yep. And you have pins. Mm-hmm. And what you do is you stretch your project out with the pins and you pin it down. And then you can either use steam, like I have a steamer, or you can use just a spray bottle and wet it down, and then you leave it to dry as it's all stretched out. And you want to make sure it's stretched out very straight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Nice and evenly. It's almost like a measure. You almost measure.
Or you can get it all wet before you pin it.
Yes. Yeah. You could get it all wet before
Some people wash it even.
Right. And I think with this one, I'm going to steam block it. So, because then before it dries, because it's a doily, I'm going to starch it. So I'm going to steam block it and then starch it.
Yeah.
And what it does is it just makes it more like, especially for a doily, it really evens things out.
Yeah.
It makes your project, you can already see from the stretching that I've done on it while I'm talking to you that it has evened out these blocks. These blocks look more uniform and square.
Jody, I don't know. That's a good question. Do you have to block it after every wash?
It depends on the fiber content and on the method that you use to block. If you steam block an acrylic project, it will stay permanently blocked. It's what's called killing the fiber. It kills it. They call it killing the fiber with acrylic.
But now with natural fibers, that might not be the same case.
Exactly. With natural fibers, that's not the case.
No.
So, you would have to.
You might.
You might.
Right.
But I don't block very often. If I'm making a sweater, I don't block usually, because it's your body is not flat. You know what I mean? Your body has lumps and bumps, and it's going to form to your lumps and bumps when you wear it anyway. So I don't usually block wearables. And the only thing I really would block, like as far as a blanket is concerned, is something that has squares. Because, you want, if your squares aren't all uniform.
Oh, I'm blocking the comfort one we did.
Are you?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Because I feel that it needs to stretch in some places. So this is interesting. I'm reading the instructions for the next row. So it's called the picot row, of course. So you chain one and then do one single crochet in the first stitch, then do a picot. But it doesn't tell you what your picot is. So I'm sitting here.
Is it a chain 5 or a chain 3?
Well, I'm sitting here looking all over this band.
Yeah.
And I finally found it. It's way down here at the bottom where I tore my band apart, and it tells you what the picot is. Chain 3, slip stitch into the third chain from the hook.
Okay. Well, good thing you looked all over and found that.
Could have made that a little more clear for people. You know what I mean?
Okay. So single crochet into the first.
So you chain 1.
Single crochet, and then you picot.
Single crochet into the first. And then you'll do a picot in the next. Which is
a chain 3.
Well, don't you have to go into the stitch first?
No, you just chain 3 and then you slip stitch into the third.
You got to be in the stitch.
Slip stitch from hook.
You got to be in the stitch.
No, you don't want to be in the stitch.
Well,
you single crochet and then chain 3.
What? What?
Single crochet
in the stitch?
Yeah, single crochet into the
That's
stitch.
what it said. You got to go into the stitch.
And then chain 3.
You single crochet in it.
And then chain 3.
And then you go into the...
No, you don't go into anything. You chain 3 after the single crochet.
No, you don't. It says you have to slip stitch into the third chain from the hook.
After you've chained 3.
Well, that's what I just said. I said you chain 3 and then you slip stitch into the...
Yeah. And then slip stitch into the third chain from hook. And then you single crochet into the next 3 stitches.
No, that don't work. That's stupid looking.
It does work. It makes this little boop.
On top of a single crochet.
Yes. That's what a picot is.
Like that?
Where else would you put it?
I don't know. I just think it goes by itself in there.
No.
Like you just slip stitch into there.
No.
And then you make 3 chains.
No.
Okay, so you got a single crochet in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3.
3 single crochet. Yep. And
And then
then,
you slip stitch into the bottom one.
yep. And then you single crochet into the next 3 stitches.
Okay.
And that's what it looks like.
I have never done anything like that.
You've never done picots?
No, not a legit picot like that. Like
Yeah.
this? Like
Like
this.
this.
Like this. Yeah, I've never actually done that. Okay, well, onward and upward. Onward and upward we go here.
Onward and upward. Let's picot our heads off.
All right. So I did that.
Yes, Andrea, I believe you're right. She did mention the last video I watched, she mentioned that she had another channel. But no, I think you're exactly right. I did not check out her other channel though.
Sounds like it's knitting.
It's called It's Not Knit.
Oh.
So I don't know. I think it's a crochet channel. Whatever it is, it's not knit.
Oh my gosh.
Which is kind of a misleading title, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. That's why I thought it was knit. Yeah.
Yeah. If I had a crochet channel, I wouldn't be calling it something that even has the word knit in it. I don't know. Maybe I would.
Well, let's see. What's it called? Not knitting?
It's not knit.
It's not knit. Hang on. Let's see. It's not knit.
And I think her name it starts with a C, I think.
So there is a channel called It's Not Knit with 3.41 subscribers.
And her Just Vintage Crochet already has 7.3 thousand subscribers.
Wow.
So she's doing good for just being a month in.
Oh, so yes, I bet you're right, because she does have a video called Vintage Crochet-A-Long.
Okay. I want to know where she has found all these vintage crochet.
Oh, and then here she is here too. The next channel thing underneath is Just Vintage Crochet. Yeah, that one has 24 videos. So
yeah.
her other channel has quite a few more videos. Huh. Interesting.
I'm loving her. I'm going to have to check out her other channel, see what kind of stuff she's got on there. But I think I found, that yarn that we got, the crazy yarn that we got at the fiber.
The crazy yarn. Yeah.
I think I found on the Vintage Crochet the scarf I want to make.
Oh.
It's Tunisian. It's actually Tunisian. But yeah, I think it's called a gentleman's scarf, but I don't see any reason why I would have to make it for a gentleman. Probably all just depends on the type of yarn you use.
So I just before this live put together a crafty vlog that shows my yarn, that crazy yarn.
Oh yeah.
And the little bit of stuff that we had from the Fiber Festival. We didn't film much, you guys.
We didn't. Well, I did. I filmed for 3 hours.
Well, yes, that's true.
In my pocket.
I mean, it was rainy. It was very busy.
It was very crowded.
Very
crowded. There was no place to get away.
No.
And I mean, you were almost bumping into people every step you took.
Yes. So filming would have been just hard. So we didn't. Angie must have got a notification. She's gone.
I think I've mentioned before that I am starting to develop some level of agoraphobia. because I don't leave the house very much. And
Oh,
I have to tell you that I was experiencing some anxiety with being around all those people in such close quarters.
really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was
You didn't say a thing.
yeah, I was not all that comfortable. I was kind of just following you along around like a little lost puppy. But there was, and then Mindy almost got in a fight.
What?
The knitting lady.
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh gosh. Yes. There was this I don't know what it was, a sweater or something we were looking at.
Yes.
And I was like, that is so stinking pretty. I said, but if only I knit, and I don't knit. And so this lady was standing there. There was a group of them, like 3 or 4 women. They were together. And she said, oh, well, this one here, she even asked her, she says, how do you do that? And the girl's like, short stitches, short rows. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, whatever it is, it's super pretty. And this other lady said, yep, she could make it for you. She could make it. And I said, oh, well, maybe she could make me one. And this lady said, oh, you just have no idea how much time that takes to do something like that. I was like, seriously? I'm like looking at her like, yeah, I said, I get it.
Actually, I do.
I'm being nice. Yep, I get how much work that is, how long it takes, I crochet, but I'm like, really? That was a very
it was the classic
thing.
Yes, it was the classic crochet versus knit battle.
Yeah.
For some reason,
lady?
I won't make a blanket statement, but for some reason, some knitters seem to think that crochet is like super quick. Like you can do it in,
Yeah. Because
a second.
Our stitches go quicker. We create more fabric per stitch. I don't know what.
I'm here to tell you, I am making a sweater with fingering weight yarn, and it is not going quick.
I know. That one that I started for Melly, it's like I sit there and I crochet and crochet and crochet, and I'm like, can I tell it got any bigger?
Yep, exactly. I know. I put 4 or 5 hours.
I gotta get back to that.
I'll put 4 or 5 hours into that. Well, and plus the way because it's the brioche crochet, it's that one, and it just is a very slow process. And I'll work for 4 or 5 hours and look at it and think, can't even tell I did anything.
Yeah. I know.
I haven't worked on that one in a while either. I need to get back to that.
Well, I was kicking myself in the butt. I did a little actual vlogging here at home.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of brought up all of the little projects that I've done recently that are not finished. And I'm like, they're not finished by just little bits.
Yup. I have the same stinking problem.
Like, I made that purple sweater, and all I need to do is weave in a couple ends. It's done.
Yep.
Our sweater that we did together,
I
need to do that trim.
Yep.
And it's done. But you know what's happening? It's the call of the new.
Exactly. The call of the new is a very strong voice for me.
Yeah.
I can't resist. I can't resist new things.
I'm usually better. I'm usually better at finishing something before I start something new.
Well, you know what my problem is? I get to the end of a project and then I just don't, like, I have 2 blankets right now that all I have to do is put the border round on. 2 blankets.
Right.
Just put the border round on. That's all I need to do. It's almost like a mental
block.
That I don't want to finish it.
I just So I sat there and I was filming those and I was like, what is wrong with me? I just need to finish these few things. The pillow. Good God, the pillow.
Oh, my pillow's still sitting here formless.
Mine's in the form, or the form is in it. And all I need to do is sew it up.
No, mine's still sitting here formless.
What's wrong with me?
I'm rubbing off on you. I'm a bad influence.
I guess you are.
I think I'm a bad
What
influence.
am I going to do? I'm just going to need to take a day and just grab those projects. How many are there? The blanket, I need to weave ends in and block it.
Mm-hmm.
The sweater, I need to weave ends in, period. My other sweater, I need to do that edging. And then I have the Tunisian scarf, I need to do a border. Right? Jennifer's like borders and second sleeves.
Oh yeah, second sleeves are another thing. You are so right, Jennifer. I've got a sweater sitting there that all it needs done is the second sleeve. And then it's actually two. I have a pink one and a blue one. But the only thing I have left to do is the second sleeve.
It's crazy.
And now we're coming into spring. So I'm going to want to abandon those projects because it's not sweater weather. I want to start making stuff for the season, summer tops and whatnot. Speaking of that, I know we're going to make a bag next, but what are we going to do after the bag?
I have no idea.
Anybody got any ideas what you want to do after we're finished with the bag that we're going to do?
No idea.
I wouldn't mind.
I gotta cake up my yarn.
I do too. I did not do that. I realized at about 1:45 that I didn't cake up my yarn. So,
did you need it caked up for today?
Well, didn't we? Aren't we going to get started, or are we just?
Shoot, I don't know. Are we?
I thought we were.
There we go, Mary Lou. We should do a let's finish video. Mary Lou, that's funny. I actually thought about doing that just myself, just like a little video of just me finishing stuff, but
weaving in ends and doing borders.
Yeah.
I already know one of these days we're going to do that stitch sampler Afghan. I don't care if it's in the fall or when, but we're going to do that.
We are going to do that.
I love, love, love that Afghan. And it was so fun to work on. It was probably one of my favorite projects I've ever done.
Really?
Yes.
I am loving the Expression Fiber Arts mystery thing. I am.
Now, is that that's a free pattern, correct?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, we could do that.
And her blanket Crochet-A-Long from last year was free also.
We could do that too.
That I only have 2 sections done.
What kind of blanket is it? Is it a stitch sampler?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Is it squares?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's one continuous. Well, it's not continuous. It's hard to explain. Hoping.
Hi, Judy.
Next project. Cool. Well, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
It's done. It started with a square in the center.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like you're piecing on an edge here. You do a strip here, and then you're going to add a strip here and a strip. So it's not just going around in a square, right?
That sounds like my kind of project. Let's do that.
So I have, hang on, I can get it and show you what I have done and show you what I mean.
Is it fancy stitches or is it?
Well.
Or is it boring?
No, it's not boring. Let me get it.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Okay. That is the blanket that I talked about, Judy, is called the it's by Hooked on Sunshine, and it's called A Little Help from My Friends Afghan. And it's an amazing pattern. It's really, really, really beautiful.
All right, so let me start with my basket. Okay, here's my basket of yarn. All right. So this is all I've got done of the blanket right here. I think it's attached. So it's all her yarn, right?
Right.
And it's all different colors. Every section is a different color, but they all coordinate so beautifully. They're blues and purples, and they're all super pretty, okay? So, hang on, this is attached. What's it attached to? Which one's it attached to? Where are we attached? I got these all marked, which ones they are, which month, and all that fun stuff. Goodness, where is it attached? I don't want to pull my yarn out, you know what I mean?
Oh, Jody, you finished your cable blanket. How exciting. Congratulations.
Okay. Here's the actual blanket. And until you touch this yarn, you guys.
She's not lying. That yarn is
log cabin block. Yes, Deborah, I would call it like that. Okay.
I would love to do that.
Okay, so here was the first month. This square in the center, right? Can you see that?
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah. And then the next month goes like this. So you're building up this corner here, right?
Yes.
Because this next strip is going to come this way across. So it's like you're doing half of the square at a time.
Gotcha.
And so then down here, of course, this side does the same thing. It's coming out here to, you can't see it. It's coming out here to attach the next strip that comes around that way.
Yeah, so it is like a log cabin block.
Yeah, that's what, yep. That's a perfect explanation of it. So
I've been wanting to do a blanket like that.
So I'm on the third. I'll be on the third part.
Well,
every yarn's different. I just followed her yarn suggestions. You know, she had a cool and a warm colorway.
But technically you could use whatever yarn you want.
You can. The key would be that each section should be a different color.
Okay. And how many colors are there?
There's 12 because it was a 12-month.
Okay. Oh, so okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the same thing with the mandala looking one I'm working on. Every color is going to be different, but apparently we're going to use some of the yarns, repeat them.
Okay, and with this one, you just use it for that block and that's it?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. Not positive.
What do you guys think? Would you like to do that? How would you feel about that, Mindy? I guess I should ask you first.
I don't care. I mean, like I said, I'm 3 months in or 2 months in, but.
Well, you could just use some. Yeah, how would we do that?
Yeah, since I've already started it, but. Now, yeah, we can't do the other one because that's not done yet. This one's just starting for this year.
Right.
I know there's some cool crochet-alongs out there, you know?
Yes, there are.
I mean, the pillow was clearly a crochet-along. There's lots of blankets out there.
And I love doing blankets. Blankets are probably my favorite.
I think with summer coming, we should do something summery.
Okay, like what? Want to do a what could we do?
I think we should do shorts.
Oh, let's do it.
No.
I've been wanting to do shorts.
I cannot do some crocheted shorts.
Come on, let's do shorts.
Oh my god. What are we supposed to do in our corner?
I just kept going.
What'd you do in the corner?
I just, wherever it landed, that's what I did. I ended up with a picot in the corner. My corner stitch ended up with a picot. So it looks normal.
What did it tell us to do?
It just said, it just says repeat.
That's all it says? Just repeat.
Just repeat. So I think you're supposed to end up, so that your very end
from
corner
here to here,
stitch
repeat,
has the
repeat.
picot.
Ending with picot.
Jody says a tank top. A tank top would be nice.
It might. I think it's DK, Andrea.
The yarn we're using?
No.
Oh, the blanket?
Yeah.
Yeah. The yarn we're using is also DK.
Well, did you end up with one right in your center?
Yeah, I did.
I think mine's going to end up with one on each side of the center.
Oh, well, that'll be fine too.
Yeah. Because as we've determined, I think mine is bigger than yours.
Right.
I was thinking some sort of a top, maybe, for summer.
Okay, yeah, let's look for a tank top pattern. Or, a cap sleeve or something like that. I will start looking. Now, I really liked the one that, did everybody see the one that Cinnamon Stitches did for her premiere week?
No.
I
kind of stopped watching her. I got bored.
Yeah, she rambles a lot. But I really liked the look of this tank top because it was fitted on the top part, like around your bust, but then it was flowy coming out from your bust. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't clingy. It was a little bit flowy around the midsection, and I liked that look.
Mary Lou, that's funny. I have a story about the Grand Hotel.
I've been to the Grand Hotel.
Did you
smoke cigars on the porch after dinner? Yep.
I was going to say, did you stay there or just visit there?
I stayed there.
You did?
Yeah.
We didn't stay there. We didn't stay there long at all.
Why is that? Did you get kicked out?
No, well, no. It was when I was young and we went up there. We took my grandma up there.
Uh-huh.
And we all went in. We're going to eat, sat down, and ordered water for everybody. Started looking at the menu, and my mom and dad went, "Oh, hell no. We got to go. Let's go."
And we all really?
Left. Yep.
Because they thought it was too expensive?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Uh-huh. So
what does DK mean? Judy wants to know. It stands for double knit. Yes, DK stands for double knitting. And the way it relates to yarn types. So yarn type, okay, there's numbers and names that go along with them. So a 0 is a lace weight.
Yeah.
A 1 is a fingering weight. A 2 is a sport weight. A 3 is a DK or lightweight. A 4 is a worsted or Aran weight. A 5 is a bulky. A 6 is a super bulky. And a 7 is a jumbo. And those are the 8 weights of yarn. And the way they determine what weight a yarn is by the number of wraps around a needle it takes per inch. So if you ever notice on a ball label, it'll say Maybe it doesn't say it on the ball wrapper. It'll say it on if you're looking online at a description, it'll say DPI. I'm not sure what DPI stands for, but it has to do with the number of wraps per inch that you can get. So that's how they determine what weight it is by the number of wraps per inch.
What would D be? It's per inch.
Yeah.
D.
I
don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, lace weight yarn. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, lace weight is
for crocheters. It make a doily with that.
Right. That's pretty much what crochet thread is. So this is actually the thicker, this thread that I made this with. This is actually the thicker crochet thread, but you can see on my finger how, thin that is. This is a 10 weight thread. And I actually have a 20 weight thread, which is thinner than this even.
Which that makes no sense.
Why the bigger is
the number bigger and
that doesn't make any sense.
Stuff is smaller. Why does that happen? I don't know. Sometimes life doesn't make sense.
Sometimes life does not make sense.
Right? You saw it on a movie. It's very pretty. I mean,
it is very pretty.
I've been up to it, around it, near it multiple times. But
did you know that every guest room is decorated differently?
I think I've heard that.
Yeah. So you would never, if you stayed in a different room and stayed there multiple times, you'd never see the same decor. And it's very beautifully decorated. It's like Victorian almost.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much everything up there is. All the little hotels up there.
Yes.
Victorian-ish.
Yep. But it's funny because it is a very historic place. Mm-hmm. And you have to remember that it is a place that is also seasonal. It's shuttered for the winter months. So it has a very unique smell.
Although what people don't understand is there are residents that live there.
Yes, there are people
there
who live there year round. Yes.
They live there year round. Their kids are there. Their kids go to school. There's a school there. So, I mean, what closes is the shops, but I mean, there's
the hotel
grocery store.
The hotel closes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They take the horses off the island. Things like that.
Yeah.
Except for the people who live there.
Don't they have a actually, are some businesses open in the winter?
Some of them are, yeah.
Because don't they have where they put the Christmas trees in the ice and you can ride a snowmobile across the lake to get there?
Dale has done that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot that's open. I mean, there's not a lot that's open there, but some things are open.
Yeah. I think Jeff has done that too. Because Jeff used to be a big snowmobiler before him and I were together.
Yeah.
When he was a bachelor.
Well, Dale was not a bachelor. He was married, but he would snowmobile with his buddies. They go to
Jeff was a bachelor's bachelor, man. He golfed almost every day and snowmobiled in the winter. Yeah.
Now he's got you. He's got to stay home and work.
Yep. Now he's got to stay home and take care of me.
He's got to cook and clean and
grocery shop and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We were watching Celebrity Wife Swap this morning on Hulu. Celebrity
Wife Swap.
Yes. And I mean, we're talking like these were like, B-list. They weren't like A-list celebrities. It wasn't like Angelina Jolie was on there or anything.
Yeah.
One of them was Gary Busey and Ted Haggerty, the evangelical preacher who was he was had a big scandal, big sex scandal. Anyway, but I was thinking about what somebody would think if I did wife swap and they came into my life and they had to live by my life's rules for a week.
The wife, well, hang on. If the wife would come into your life,
yeah, she would be
she'd
like,
be happy.
what the hell?
She wouldn't want to leave.
No, probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't want to go to some other household because they would expect way too much out of me. I don't know what they would expect, but whatever it would be too much.
A lot of cooking, cleaning, going to the grocery store.
Yep. That would be too much for me.
Oh, God.
That would be way too much from me. All right, so we will get on the hunt for a tank or a top pattern. And we will let you know next week what yarn to get or what yarn, we're going to use. Does that sound good?
Yeah. How long are we going to take on this bag?
Well, we're flying by the seat of our pants on this bag, so it's going to take as long as it takes.
As long as it takes.
We'll talk about the construction and what you're going to need and all of that as soon as we're finished with this, which I am almost to the end. But I have not caked up my yarn yet. I do have my ball winder and...
I have not caked up either.
I do have my ball winder and yarn swift sitting right here, so I could do it real quick.
I don't. Mine's up in my closet, but...
Well, you might need to, because what else are we going to do?
I don't know. What time is it?
Well, I guess we could just end early, huh?
So, it's 3:00 now, but...
Yeah, that's true.
This is what we do. We look at the samples. We talk about the samples. We talk about the yarn. We talk about all that good detail stuff.
That sounds perfect.
And then we can actually start working on it next week.
Next week, yes.
I had a feeling this would take a little while.
Yeah, I did too.
I mean...
because it's a pretty big piece of the garment now.
Yeah, it got large.
Jody, where are you on yours? Are you on your last row? Or did you fall behind?
Jody's making one?
Yep.
I haven't been on Instagram to see if there's any more pictures or not.
I haven't either. I didn't post any pictures of mine. I will do that after we're done.
I think I posted one.
Crochet-A-Long 2023 is our hashtag for all of our crochet projects. If you would like to put your pictures on there.
For the whole year.
Yep, for the whole year.
We're getting scolded by Brenda.
What is Brenda mad at us about?
She's telling us to weave in our ends.
Oh, I only have one end. Oh, actually,
but our other things.
Oh, wow. You know how I feel about that, Brenda. I got a guy for that.
I don't. I have no guy.
I got a guy for that. And he is woefully behind.
Uh-oh.
He's got 2 blankets he needs to weave in ends on.
Jeff.
I know. Molly's here. Hi, Molly.
Molly didn't think she was going to make it today.
She said she's out at the yarn store.
Well, I was going to say she was out doing stuff.
Trying not to bankrupt myself. Blue Sky yarn is amazing, isn't it, Molly? I am in love with Blue Sky yarn. It's one of my very favorites.
I don't have any Blue Sky.
I had one skein of Blue Sky yarn that I used, and I made a hat, and it's my favorite hat. And then I wanted to use Blue Sky yarn for my brioche sweater, the Evelyn sweater. Yeah, the Evelyn sweater that I'm making, but it was going to be way too expensive to do it with. Where are my scissors?
Brenda, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. I'm going to get a needle. Okay? Let me go get a needle.
I swear I just had my scissors. Oh, there they are. I have an excuse right now, Brenda. I don't have a needle in my craft room. So I can't tie in my ends right now. But voila, it is done.
Angie?
Yes?
I have more ends than 2.
I do too, because I forgot where I joined my. Yeah, where I joined.
Because we have a joining.
Yeah.
Look at Brenda. Hurry up. Snip, snip. Oh, goodness.
You got distracted, Jennifer, so you're behind on this.
Here we go.
It's beautiful.
Weavy,
I love the little picot border. I think the picot border turned out cute.
Weavy.
Oh, look, another hair. Oh, Molly found her earbuds so she can hear now. Wow, no yarn store in her city for 2 years, and you finally got one. Nice.
I don't know what happened to my husband. He disappeared on me.
Jody, I have not started the mittens because here's the thing. Aren't you proud of me that I didn't
start something new?
Yeah. Because I want to do a yarny video, and show everybody what I got at the Fiber Festival. So I don't want to use the yarn that I got.
Oh, you're gonna make mittens out of something you got?
I am. Jody talked me into it. I'll go ahead and show you guys what we're talking about.
I'm trying to think what you have.
This is the hank of yarn that I'm going to make mittens out of. It is from Fiber Seed, and it's called.
I thought you were doing something else with that.
Well, I was going to do a hat, but Jody and I were talking, and we think it would look really cool in mittens. So I wish that I could show you guys what this looks like worked up, because of the way it is dyed with the color in the middle like this, how it's black on the ends and color in the middle. It works up very, very crazy. It just works up really cool. And so I'm thinking mittens.
So it made like a interesting, like zigzaggy kind of thing in the center. That was
like a zigzaggy. Yeah.
What was that on? Was it a scarf? Was it a?
There was a scarf, and then there were a couple hats. There was a cowl. I wish I had enough to do a cowl. I really kind of wish I would have gotten 2 of these so I could have done a cowl.
Hey. Remember when we walked back by?
I know.
What did I say?
What did you say? I don't know.
I said, did you want to get some more of that, Angie? You're like, no.
I should have. I should have gotten another one.
No.
I should have gotten another one.
Where's my tie?
Oh, Catherine, you've used Fiber Seed yarn. It is very, very beautiful.
What yarn?
Fiber Seed. That's the name of this yarn.
Fiber Seed?
Fiber Seed, yes.
Catherine is very well versed.
Yes, she is. Catherine's got a lot of yarn experience.
She does.
But yeah, they had all different colorways of this kind of yarn that was dyed like this, with the color in the middle and the solid on the ends, and it's very cool. And
of course, it was every sample was knit.
Yes, every sample was knit. Yep.
And we asked about crochet, and she said she did have some of it worked up as crochet, but she didn't bring a sample of it in crochet. And I can't remember. She said there was a pattern somewhere, didn't she?
Was that her that said there was a pattern somewhere?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. So while Mindy is tying in her ends, I will start.
I will have a project completed. Are you proud of me or what?
I'm so proud of you. If I had a yarn needle in here, I would do it too, but I don't. So I worked up two stitch samples, and what I tried to do was, because I wanted to see how far my yarn was going to go. So I tried to find a yarn that I had in stock, like I have stock of yarn.
Like I have in the store.
Of a weight that was similar to the weight of the yarn that we're going to be using. Now, the yarn we're going to be using is this Ella Rae Watercolors Mercerized Cotton. And it is 263 yards of a lightweight 3. But I have to tell you that this is a very, very thin lightweight 3. I would call this a sport weight all day. It's very thin. So the closest thing I had was this Alizé Cotton Gold, which is a 2-weight yarn, and it was close. So I worked up this swatch, and I only did this much of it because I didn't care for it.
Now, see, and I think it looks cool, but
okay. So this is the moss stitch. So I worked this up in moss stitch, and that's what that looks. So that's what that sample looks like. And then I worked this one up in the alpine stitch. And I think that this one looks beautiful. I love this one. I love this one. So what we talked about was the construction of the bag. What we're going to end up making, and these are just my little notes that I wrote down here, is we're going to make just a rectangle. We're just making a rectangle that's going to be 32 inches high by 12 inches wide is the sizes that we came up with. Now, you can make the bag whatever size you want.
Yep.
That's just the size that we decided that we would like it to be.
If we had a nice width with a nice height, then all
right. So the bag in total is the total dimensions of the bag are going to be 14 inches tall by 12 inches wide. And to get that, we're going to have to make the rectangle 32 inches tall, because what's going to happen is it's going to fold onto itself like this.
Fold it up.
And then there's going to be a flap that folds onto it.
Angie just made a clutch.
I just made yes. I could turn this into a clutch, couldn't I?
Clutch, yes.
So then it's going to it'll button, here. But imagine it, bigger, much bigger. So that is what we're looking at. Now, we need to talk because...
We need to talk.
You want to do the moss stitch, right?
Well, I don't care.
I'm kind of torn.
Well,
I'm a little bit torn because on one hand, the moss stitch is using much less yarn than the alpine stitch.
Right.
But I really, really like the look of this better. What do you guys think? I've got an idea.
None of them are saying anything.
I know, nobody's saying a word. Nobody's saying a damn word.
They're just sitting there listening.
So, what do you think of this for an idea? What if we show it both ways and people can pick? which stitch they want to do.
Well, how would we do that? We're going to start working on it.
I want to do the alpine stitch. I really do.
And they would have to choose
They'd have to.
then and there.
Well, that's true.
Work with us. They would have no pre,
Well, we could start with the moss stitch because that's very simple.
Jody said basket weave. Jody, was that a choice?
Jody just wants to confuse the issue even more.
Right. Jennifer said, did you make it with the Alpine, Jennifer, in Mandala Sparkle?
Ooh, that would be beautiful.
My Tunisian scarf is in Mandala Sparkle, which I need to finish, of course.
Molly votes Alpine. Molly, you don't count because you're not doing it.
Yes, Molly, are you going to come and crochet a bag with us?
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's voting.
Well, we had one or
two. Well, I don't know if Jennifer's is a vote for Alpine.
I don't know. She already made a purse. I don't know.
I don't know either.
There's 25 people here.
I know.
25 people.
Come on, 25 people. We need to vote.
Even if you're not going to do it, what do you think? You don't have to do it with us. I mean, you could, but.
Mindy can do the moss stitch and Angie can do the alpine stitch at the same time.
Molly says, I can crochet.
Linda says, I think the alpine would be more solid. Yeah, it kind of is because it's almost doubled. Because you do a half double crochet row in between your alpine stitch rows.
I've never done an alpine, so I don't know what an alpine does. I don't know what the alpine does.
It is nice and solid. I mean, and it's very it's a nice solid stitch. But so is the moss stitch, actually. They're both very solid stitches.
Which is on the right side? I think they're
this one.
Is there a right side or a wrong side?
Oh, they're both. Moss stitch doesn't have a right side, wrong side.
Does the alpine?
Yeah, alpine does have a right side, wrong side.
Okay, so let me see the wrong. Oh, yeah, the wrong side's not very pretty, is it?
No. But do you care what the inside of your bag looks like?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, were you talking which side is which? I don't know. I'm so confused.
Oh, right, left?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, is that what she's talking about? The right or the left, not the right side or the wrong side of the fabric? Okay. All right. Oh, goodness.
So what do you think? You need to make a decision, Mindy.
I don't care.
All right.
Catherine says moss stitch.
Dawn says alpine. Brenda says alpine. Judy says alpine.
Sorry, I can confuse a mole. All right.
Mary Lou says alpine.
Did you post that, Jennifer? Because if you did, I'm going to go look. Let's see. Hashtag MACA-long. A long, not a ling.
Not a ling.
A long. 2023.
Now, also, the other thing is we're going to do this.
Oh, here's her bag. Okay.
We're going to do this.
This was alpine stitch, Jennifer? Oh, Whimsy. Who's Whimsy? Whimsy's Jody. Am I right?
I don't know.
Jody, are you Whimsy? Look, it's Whimsy. That's Whimsy's. I think that's Jody.
I don't think it is.
It's in the picture. There's a lady with a little baby.
Oh, maybe it is Jody. Yep, it is.
Yep. See?
Oh yeah, there it is. Pretty. I love the colors.
Now see? There's another shawl. Now see, that's what Angie's does. You've got a slight, mine angles more than that. And so
I've
it
just
goes
got a very
up at
slight
the back of the
angle.
neck, which I don't understand why it's doing
Mine
that.
just has a very slight angle.
I like how we got buttons, Linda, for our sweaters. Angie
We
and I
did.
both did. There was some button people. Well, they had all kinds of crazy stuff, but they had these big buckets of buttons. And so, hi, Lisa. So we both grabbed a button out of this bucket and we were asking how much for one button. And they were like, just take it. Just take it. And we're like, no, no, no. I reach in my pocket and I got a pocket full of change. I'm like, here. And she's like,
Yep.
oh my
We
God.
both emptied our pockets full of
Yeah.
change.
So here is the bag. Here's Jennifer's bag.
That looks like a sweater to me.
What?
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the video. It's delayed. I'm sorry.
I'm like, this is a bag.
Okay, there it is. Ooh, that looks really cool. Love it.
That's pretty.
Yes, love that.
Nope, there's no pattern, Judy.
Yeah, we're just winging it. We're just going to wing it together.
No pattern.
We are just going to wing it together.
So that is the alpine stitch?
Yes.
It's like a twist.
Well, it doesn't. It's very easy to make.
It looks twisty.
It does, but it's very, very easy to make.
So what is it? Okay, what is it? Tell me how you do it.
Okay, so
hang on. I'm going to do one up here real quick. We got 10 minutes.
Well, you've got to.
I'm just going to do a little one, a short one.
Okay. You start
with
a chain. Start with a chain.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In an even number.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very
okay.
Small.
Now, half double crochet in the second chain from hook and in each stitch across.
Half double in each one.
Yep.
Okay. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
Do-do-do, do-do-do.
That's 6, 7, 8.
Now, Jennifer, I do mine a little bit different than, well, I've seen it done a couple of different ways, and I'll tell you the way that I do mine. So now you're going to alternate stitches. You're going to front post double.
So what do you do at the end of your row?
I'm sorry, chain 2.
Thank you. The end of your row, chain 2.
Yep.
Turn your work.
Turn your work. Now in the second stitch, you're going to do a front post double.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's what I see that's looking like a twist.
Yep.
Okay.
And then in the next stitch, you're going to do a half double in the top of the stitch.
And then a front post.
And then a front post and then a half double. Yep. Now, then you do that all the way to the end of your row and turn.
Now, see, this is where I remember you telling me this is what it was. And my concern was, how easy is it going to be to see?
It is. It is so evident. It's so apparent where you put after the first row. It's very, very easy because you're going to put your front post is going to go on top of your half double, and your half double is going to go on top of your front post. You're going to alternate. But there's a row of half double crochet in between each row. So your next row is are you finished? Are you to the end of your row?
Yeah.
Okay. So
then you do a row of half
chain
double.
one. Yep. Chain 1 and turn, and do a row of half doubles.
You do one in the first stitch as well.
Yep.
Very first stitch too. I'm glad I'm using this yarn actually, because it's, variegated, whatever, like our yarn's going to be.
Oh, hi, Jill. Jill's in England. Wow, what time must it be there?
Okay. Then
Okay.
you chain
Then
2.
chain 2. Yep. And your first stitch last time was a front post double. So your first stitch this time is going to be a half double. So put a half double in the top of the next stitch. And then you're going to go down a row and you're going to put a front post double into
Down a row?
Yeah, you're going to your front post double goes around the post of the stitch 2 rows down. So not in the row of half doubles that you just made.
So you go way down.
Not way down. So I'm right here. Look at my camera. I'm right here. I just did a half double. I'm going to put my front post double not into this stitch, but into this stitch right here, in between these 2 front post doubles from the previous row, not the previous row.
You're doing what?
You're going to put a front post double on this half double that's in between these 2 front post doubles. Ooh, I love Juniper Moon, Molly. 8:25 in the evening with a large glass of wine. Ooh, I'm jealous.
Okay, so your first your first stitch goes into the very top.
Yes.
And it's a half double.
Yep. And then your second stitch is going to go around the half double. It's a front post double around the half double from next to the front post from the first row. Or the second row, actually.
Aren't these... Okay. Aren't these my... Can you see this?
Let me see. I can't see it because you got it sideways.
Aren't these right here, the ones that are sticking out like this, aren't these my front posts? And these
yes.
are the half
so you want to go in between. Right. So your front post double goes on. Okay, that's your front post double. Okay, look at the stitch in between the 2 front post doubles.
This one.
That one.
The one
right
that's
there.
Behind.
Yes. That's where your front post double goes.
Okay. Then what do I do here?
Nothing. You've already put a stitch on top of that.
I didn't, though.
You did. You just put your...
No, I didn't.
Mindy, you're making it more difficult than it needs to be.
Apparently.
Just put that
so
front
wait,
post...
was I supposed to skip a stitch when I started?
No. You're supposed to skip a
I did my chain 2.
Yep, and then you did your then you did your half double
in
the next stitch.
In this one or this one?
The chain 2 count says your first half double. You're going to do a half double in the next.
I'm going to do a half double in this one.
And then you're going to skip one and go down and do your front post double into the skipped half double between the one that's between the 2 front post doubles.
And then I do a double here, a half double.
Half double. And when you do your front post doubles, you want to kind of lift up your yarn to bring it up to the level of the half double. Kind of want to stretch it up a little. So then
this reminds me of doing the
you're skipping stitch. So you're skipping one stitch. right?
And then what do I do at the end then?
At the end, it depends on what row you're on. So if you're on a row that you started with, you want to actually make sure that you put in your turning chain, your end turning chain, make sure you have a half double in there. But whether your last stitch before that is a front post double or a half double depends on whether or not, it depends on where you left off. You know what I mean? What you started the row as.
I don't know. This is what I got. Does that look right?
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, that looks right. And so then you'll turn and do a half double row. And then
However, I feel like my end is weird. Like one row I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the stitches that are forward. And this row I only got 3 stitches that are forward.
That's right, because you're going to be, because you're
So
altered.
both of my ends are,
start and end with half double.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So your one end is going to start and end with 2 half doubles. You know what I mean? And then your other row is going to end with a front post and a half double. Because you're alternating. Like your next row after you do your half double row is going to start with, you're going to chain 2, and then instead of the next stitch being another half double, your next stitch is going to be a front post double. So I don't have anything to write with in here. So row 1 is half doubles. Row 2 is alternating front post half double, half double. Row 3 is a half double row. Row 4, you're going to chain 2, do a half double into the next stitch, and then alternate your front post and half double to the end. Row 5 is going to be a half double row, and then row 6, you're going to chain 2, and then your first stitch is going to be a front post. So every other time you start, you start one row with a half double, one row with a front post double. Oh my gosh, Molly, Ella Ray watercolor sport weight mercerized. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to use to do this bag. This is what we're doing. We've got these 3 colors.
Here's what we're doing.
Yep. This is the one we're using.
How much is?
I'm using Lady Lilith, the Palisades, and the Yellow Room. Yeah, Jennifer, I've done this stitch a number of different ways, and I like this way the best because it makes it a very solid stitch when you do the half double and the double rather than doing both doubles. When you do both doubles, it ends up being a little bit more holy.
How did I just take that out? I did that right.
Are you going to get some watercolors, Cotton, Molly? I'm trying to decide which order, because that's the other thing I wanted to talk about is we're going to do 3 colors. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to do 9 inches of color 1, then 2 inches of alternating rows of color 1 and color 2, 9 inches of color 2, 2 inches of alternating rows of color 2 and color 3, and then 9 inches of color 3. So it's going to blend together. So if you want to do multiple colors with us, that's what we're going to do. And this stuff, I'm looking at the price on here. This stuff was expensive, Mindy. I don't remember us spending that much on this.
What was this one, Jennifer? There's your other one. What was that one? The stitch? You see it, Angie?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. That's very pretty.
So she's done solid rows. Oh, she has one variegated in that first one. Solid colors, a row of each color. The first one had one like variegated yarn in it.
Yeah. Triple front post alternating double. She did. Triple front post triple alternating with double. Okay.
So does this look right?
Let me see.
So it's hard to sell. It's hard to see it.
No, that looks right.
With our yarn,
Yeah, Molly,
are we gonna see these? Are they gonna?
We paid $19.90, I think. Yeah, with the yarn, I don't know. With it being a variegated yarn, I don't know.
I mean, this is a what do you call this? It's not a variegated, but it's got the two colors in it. You know,
right?
This is two colors per strand. And I'm just wondering,
Jennifer did hers in a multicolor.
She only had one row that was multicolor. The rest were solids, I think.
Well, whatever we choose to do.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer, where you didn't do did you have a bottom that was a different stitch? Was the bottom just like all half doubles or double crochets or something?
I think she did a traditional bottom on her.
Yeah. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, okay, look at it again, Angie. Look at it again. If I'm not mistaken, where you see this like variegated color there was the bottom, and she wasn't doing that alpine stitch when she had that variegation.
Right.
So the rest are solid colors that just change as it goes, correct? Yes. Solid colors that just changed as she went along. Now
we can do whatever you. I personally, I do not want to do the moss stitch. I just think it looks messy. And this yarn was way too expensive to do something that I don't like.
I don't know that I'm a fan of this one, so I don't know.
We appear to be at an impasse.
I know. I don't necessarily like how it's looking with the two different colored yarn in each strand. I don't know.
Yeah, Mary Lou, I can definitely do a better tutorial on it, because a lot of the tutorials, there are different ways to do the alpine stitch.
Sorry, Mary Lou. I wasn't really actually trying to show you. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make up a little swatch and see. Here goes Jody back.
Jody with her basket weave.
I was just trying to work up a small sample and see how I thought it looked.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, because I think I will cake up at least one of these, and I'll try a small sample and see what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, Jennifer, this is more dense than when you do the alpine stitch with all doubles. There's nothing that says that we both have to do the same stitch once we get started.
Right? I mean, I know. That's true.
Because, I mean, yeah, I don't like the moss stitch and you don't like this one. So there's nothing that says we both have to do it the same.
Right? It'll confuse the people who are doing it with us, but you know.
Well, not after we get started. We can spend, we can spend a half hour getting started on the one and spend a half hour getting started on the other. And then after that, the construction of it is going to be uniform.
Right?
I don't know why I'm still crocheting on this. I guess because I just want to get to the end of the row.
I guess. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little more research. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. I kind of have my heart set.
You do. You like that alpine stitch, and I'm not.
I really do.
I am not loving it. So
I really do like it.
I'm not a fan. I don't like doing it. I don't like skipping stitches and going down. I just don't like the go down to the other row thing and all that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna do a little more research. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. So we're gonna do something, you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Judy and Jody both like the idea of doing different
things.
Yeah. Yeah, and Molly even said it'll be cool to see the difference.
So what is linen stitch? What's the difference?
Linen stitch and moss stitch are the same thing.
Are they?
Yeah.
And when you said that this one you think is more solid than the moss?
They're both solid.
This is holy to me.
No. If you pull it up, no.
Look.
Mine's not holy.
Look. Do I have holes? I have holes. See?
I don't.
Look.
I don't have holes. Look at how solid that is.
Well, look at mine. Look at my holes. Why do I have holes?
Oh, you've got big holes. Well, I don't know why.
Holes.
I don't think you're doing it right. Because it should be nice and solid.
I have holes.
Granted, a moss stitch is very solid. I just don't care for the way it looks. I don't care for the way it looks.
I don't have any missed stitches. I think it makes it holy because you're skipping down to that row.
But you've got in the background, you've got a whole row of half double crochets that are like a double layer. Do you know what I'm saying? So behind that stitch is another stitch.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Catherine agrees too. We should do different.
I'm gonna do some research on a stitch. I'm gonna cake up my yarn first of all.
Yep.
So I can use the actual yarn that we're supposed to be using.
Yes, because I think that's going to make a difference.
Yes, I think that will make a huge difference. And
you know what? Just for Jody, I will sample some basket weave and see what I think of that.
We're gonna do waffle stitch.
Ooh, waffle will be
very solid.
Waffle would be nice and solid, wouldn't it?
Yes. That is the sweater I'm doing for Melly. It's
yes.
a waffle.
Now, remind me again how you do waffle stitch.
I haven't done it in such a long time. I'd have to go look again. But it's like you're doing What are you doing? You're doing some in the back, some in the front.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You do like two
Yeah.
double crochets and then a front post double and then two doubles and a front post double.
Yes,
And then
yes.
on your opposite
So you've
row.
got like 2 in the back, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, 1 in the front, and then you turn around the other way and it's 1 in the front, 2 in the back. Yes.
Gotcha.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I mean, waffle stitch would be very pretty.
What is what's the difference between, oh yeah, waffle would be better than basket weave. Get out my Swift and my winder here.
Oh, now it's gone. I just found a video and now the stitch is gone. It was so pretty though. Now it went into the video. I'm like, seriously? I just wanted to see that. I just wanted to show you this like stitch. It was super pretty. Oh, she's one of these people that doesn't talk.
Oh, I hate those people that don't talk.
But look at this. It's pretty cool.
Hold on, I didn't see it yet. Our video is on such a lag. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's very pretty. It looks good in a solid color.
Right. And that's the thing with what we're doing, the variegation of the whole thing.
Yes, it's going to make a big difference.
Oh, Hooked by Robin has a rice stitch.
What's a rice stitch?
I don't know, but look at this crazy yarn she's using to make this rice stitch.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Right? 1 row repeat. Very easy. Looks pretty solid.
It does look pretty solid. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Let me see what the rice stitch is about.
Yeah, see what the rice stitch is all
And that's
about.
some crazy yarn right there. Crazy colors. It looks like it's front, back, front, back, front, back.
It does.
That's what it looks like. I'll watch this in a little bit and see what she...
All right. So I guess be ready. Whatever weight
Yeah.
yarn you want
Have
to
some
use,
yarn. Just
have some yarn.
have some yarn ready to go.
Yep. And whatever we decide.
Here you go, Jody. There you go, Jody. There's your stitch.
Yes. I have looked into OBS, Molly, and it is a little expensive.
Yeah, and it's harder to use.
It is. It's a little bit. It's harder for the layperson to use. It's a little bit more of a professional grade product.
Yeah. There's the basket weave, Jody. We can do basket weave.
I don't know that would show up in this yarn either.
Right, I know. That's the thing, what we're doing.
Actually, I think I'm going to start with red. Or predominantly red is what I'll call this. This just doesn't seem like very much yarn. I hope we have enough.
We're not making a huge thing. I think we'll be fine.
I know. I always worry about that. Maddie gets so frustrated with me because I always say, oh, I'm going to run out. I'm going to run out. I do the same thing with diamond painting with drills. I always think I'm going to run out of drills, and I never do.
Yeah, we're not making a blanket. We're making a bag.
Right.
So I think we'll be fine.
Right.
I mean, we got 3 hanks of yarn.
Right.
Well, I'm going to check out this rice stitch. I'm going to
check that
take
out.
my yarn and
I'm going to.
Here's an alpine stitch, but mine was not looking like that.
Mine does.
Mine
I think it's the yarn and the hook.
So look at how cool this alpine stitch looks, but mine was not looking like that.
I think mine looked pretty cool.
Is it because of this cotton yarn?
I think it is.
I don't know, but that's what.
Yeah.
Mine does not look like that.
Mine
Right?
looks like that.
Mine does not look like that. Mine's
I think
like
it was
this,
because of the. I think it was the yarn you were
and
using.
it's holy, and it's
I think it was the yarn you were using.
maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Well, more research.
I will probably end up doing the alpine stitch, but I'll try something different.
You can do your alpine stitch. Just go right ahead.
I enjoy doing it. It's a fun stitch to do, and I
See,
like the way it looks.
with what I was just doing just now, I wasn't getting a lot of enjoyment. I was getting a little more frustration than enjoyment.
Oh, I hate it when I have a connection in there in my yarn, and it's very obvious too. Don't you hate that when you have a knot in the middle of your skein?
Oh, that's true, Linda. Everybody could just pick a stitch they wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be any stitch.
It can be any. You just want to make sure that it's kind of a dense stitch. You don't want anything too holy, unless you're going to line your bag. Then it wouldn't really matter.
Well, I mean, if you wanted a holy bag, you could have a holy bag.
Yeah.
You know?
If you want to send your bag to church, send your bag to church.
I mean, it would be all the market bags are super holy.
Yeah, that's true. They are.
Yeah.
I personally don't want a holy bag.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I am going to let you guys go, and I am going to, first of all, cake up my yarn. So I actually
That's what
have
I'm
the
getting
yarn
ready to do right now.
that we're going to use to play with.
Yes.
And then sample out some stitches. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to do this very same thing.
All right. Well, that sounds like a plan.
All right. Sounds
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
We will get with you next week and tell you what the heck we're doing. How's that? We've been talking about this for how long and we still don't have it. The yarn is Ella Ray watercolors. And it's a mercerized cotton.
But you could use, you can use anything. I would recommend, I would suggest a cotton of some sort. It's going to be more sturdy unless you, but you could use anything.
Yeah.
You could definitely use anything. All right, everybody have a great weekend.
Okay, you guys, we'll see you next week and we'll go from there.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, you guys.